What up? What up? What up, world? We are back. Friday night mocks starting it off early. We're here on March 18th, just right after the beginning of the season. I had to come back. I had to. This week has been crazy. I had to change the thumbnail for this at least once for the changes that have happened since I made it. Just the general things. I mean, it is unbelievable what has been going on in the last few, just in the last few minutes. So tonight we're going to have a Friday night mock for you guys. I'm going to be bringing in the guys right now so that they can be a part of this. Hold on one sec. There we go. Let's get me into nope. There we are. So we got everyone in here. We got a good group of guys in here. So really excited about this right now, and they're waiting and ready to go. So here we go, getting it started. Oh wow, quick right off the bat, we got Jonathan Taylor. Really excited about that. He's someone that I wanted to talk about because with everything going on today, as we all found out, Deshaun Watson is going to Cleveland, and that means Baker needs somewhere to go, and he keeps saying he wants to go to Indy. So I'm kind of hoping that's the case. We got Eckler right after, Christian McCaffrey right after that, which I'm a little shocked about. Derrick Henry kind of fallen a little bit, which I know that them boys is very happy about, which leaves it to me right here. I mean, I got myself a little bit of the pick of the litter. I think I'm going to go with Dalvin Cook here. For me, it would have been Dalvin Cook or Joe Mixon. I like the two of them in that spot. So I'm really, really happy with that. Now, we were going to be doing a 12 team. We kind of switched it up, did it to a 10 team, just made things a little bit easier for the group that I had. I got 10 guys that were willing to start it up. So I'm glad to see it. We got them boys in the house. What up, brother? Friday Night Mocks is back, baby. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Them boys saying that he gets Derrick Henry at 5. That is a steal. I wish I kind of got him before you, but got to sit behind you. But yeah, today's been a crazy day with the Deshaun Watson signing for Cleveland for 5 years, $230 million contract, most guaranteed money for any QB out there. I mean, it's absolutely amazing that this happened. I mean, everyone thought he was going to go to like the Saints or to the Saints or the Falcons. I mean, it's unbelievable what ended up happening. I was not thinking of all places that he would be going to the Cleveland Browns. So this is very unexpected. I think a lot of people are very in between on it. I was listening to the radio yesterday with a woman that is a big Browns fan, and she was very in between on how she felt about it if they were to get Deshaun Watson because of everything going on, and she was very torn. But from what I keep hearing, Baker wanted to trade. They said no, and then they said, "Well, now that we got Deshaun Watson, you can go." So, it's crazy that he was able to now he can leave after they got Watson. So we'll have to wait and see. Does he go to Indianapolis? Does he go to Seattle? These are two really quarterback needy teams that are looking for, a quarterback right now, and we also got the news last night of Devonta Adams going to Oakland Raiders, or not Oakland. Wow. The Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, this is insane. I wasn't expecting it. No one was expecting it. He didn't want to sign his deal. He had an issue with it. He had a issue being on it. Oh, look who it is. Rasta himself. What up? What up? Friday Night Mocks. What up, man? Ross is going to be joining me in a little bit. He's just got to get himself settled in, but he'll be here and we'll be able to talk a little football for a little bit. So even after the mock draft is done, we're going to have a couple of conversations about things, get everything, moving. This is a very interesting draft in my opinion. I mean, we have running backs starting it off, but then all of a sudden we got a run on wide receiver. I'm very shocked. And we're down to me. So let's see what we got here. We got Nick Chubb out there, who I'm actually a lot higher on right now. We got Stephon Diggs. Deebo Samuel sitting there. Them boys saying, why don't we get to see your ugly mug? Don't worry, he will be here shortly. So we got Stephon Diggs, Deebo Samuel, we got CeeDee Lamb, all of them right there. I think I'm going to solidify my running back position, get two. No, you know what? I'm going to go get the boy Deebo right here. Deebo Samuel. Love it. So, other big things. I was going to go Chubb. I tricked you there, them boys. But, yeah, no, I'm going to go Deebo. So, Davante Adams now in Las Vegas. Teams up with his old college roommate or college teammate, Derek Carr. He really wanted to be there. Oh, and them boys ends up taking who I wanted to take anyway. The first F of the whole season goes to them boys. Put it in your book there, them boys. Stephon Diggs following up shortly after. But yeah, now we got Davante Adams sitting with Derek Carr. I like what happened there. I like how this, affects everything. It kind of makes Derek Carr viable, and, no one's really seen him as a good quarterback. And, with he's got weapons now. He has no excuses. He's got, and he's got Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, he's got a good group of receivers, Brian Edwards, everyone there to help him. He has no excuses now. He's got Josh Jacobs behind him. He's got Josh McDaniels as a head coach / offensive coordinator. You really can't mess this up. So he's got a chance to have a really good season. He's probably going to be one of those QBs that, those late round QBs that someone's going to grab that might actually do a really good job. He's going to be like a Kirk Cousins from last year. He might finish in the top 10, but he's still, that's way better than where he was. So we'll see, we'll have to wait and see how everything turns out. But that's, a new quarterback or an old quarterback with new people. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. And I see that Javonte Williams is gone, at the 210 spot. I knew this kid was going to blow up, and he blew up. I mean, that's high. I love the pick. It's just really high. So I'm glad to see that right now. Other news that we didn't get to talk about earlier, just because things have happened since the last time we were on. And that's Russell Wilson going to Denver. I mean, holy crap. Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, everybody just skyrockets, in my opinion. There was an article, I think yesterday, KJ Hamler. I want to be the new Tyler Lockett. I mean, good luck. I mean, he is a little dude that kind of, runs like him. So we'll have to wait and see. I think Jeudy might be taking on that role. I think it's going to be, I think Cortland Sutton will finally get to step up and be the guy that we want him to be. So we'll have to wait and see. And in that trade, Drew Lock and Noah Fant both go to Seattle. Seattle likes him, from what I hear. I don't know why you would like Drew Lock. They did try for Watson. It just didn't work out. It is what it is. But at the same time, we'll have to wait and see. But if Drew Lock's there, everybody there, everything just takes a tumble. It's unfortunate. So I don't really like drafting like after them, like right after them boys on on these. This is gonna be a tough one. This is gonna be a fun one though. This is gonna be a fun one. Anyway, next up we got Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers staying in Green Bay. Now everybody thought, what the hell? Why would Aaron Rodgers stay if Devonta Adams is going to be going to Las Vegas? Well, apparently he knew. So he knew when he was signing that this was going to happen. Kept his mouth shut. Didn't go on Pat McAfee and say anything. But now Green Bay doesn't really have anybody there. I mean, who do you got? You got Alan Lazard and leftovers. And I know that they're trying to sign MVS, and that's all good and dandy. But until you sign MVS, you got nobody. So, all right, it's my turn, and I'm incredibly shocked that Zeke has literally tumbled down all the way down to the third round, which is blowing my mind at this point. Aaron Jones as well, guys like Josh Jacobs. I'm going to go with a little bit of a, I like Cam Akers. I know that he had a really tough injury, but I was kind of hoping he would fall enough to, have me pick him up after the fact. That's why I didn't go for Chubb. I figured I can get some value a little bit later. From the way this draft seems to be going, is there's a lot of value here. So I'm pretty happy with that pick. We'll see how everything goes moving forward, but I really do like where I ended up there. So another thing we need to talk about is the concept that, like I said, Deshaun Watson going to Cleveland, and you now have Amari Cooper over there. You franchise tagged David Njoku. You lost J.C. Treader. That's going to be a little bit of a loss to their line. Jack Conklin's coming back from injury as well. It's one of those, it's a really tough spot right now for them. And I mean, Watson's going to make them better regardless of the situation. They just, I think they just signed somebody this afternoon, if memory serves me. Oh, that's right. They signed Jakeem Grant. So they get a little bit of a little bit of speedster in there. So that's good for them as well. So, yeah, I mean, that's not too bad. But we'll have to wait and see. I definitely think this helps Nick Chubb. I think it definitely helps Cooper and all these guys. I really think that they have something going here. So we'll wait and see. But another team that did a ton in free agency and ended up improving their team dramatically, in my opinion, is the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, they went and got out. They went out and spent money. I mean, they went out and got Christian Kirk, who I honestly think is very underrated. A lot of people don't, see him as a star guy because of the fact he's been behind some, big name guys like Larry Fitzgerald and, D-Hop for the last few years. But for me, he was always the 1B in that system. So that's a great grab for them. They got Brandon Sharif. I don't know why they didn't just trade Brandon Sharif for Andrew Norwell, because Andrew Norwell ended up going to the Washington Commanders anyway. So it is what it is there. It's my pick, and I see a lot of decent names here. I know running back's going to fall off a cliff at one point. We got Deontay Johnson. I think I'm going to go with T. Higgins here. Stick with that system. I like what's going on in Cincinnati. They've been doing a lot to improve their line. Their offense ain't going to change. So, I'm very happy with that. I'm hoping that a couple of other things kind of work out in my favor coming down the pipe. But I'm starting to like my team a little bit. So, like I said, with the Jaguars, you have Christian Kirk, you have Brandon Sharif, Zay Jones, who's a good speedster, and they grabbed, unfortunately, my Evan Ingram from the Giants. So I think that they're doing a lot to help Trevor Lawrence this year to make him more viable. But who's the main guy, and who's going to be the better option in Jacksonville, Marvin Jones hasn't gone anywhere. Now there's Zay Jones, there's Christian Kirk, there's Laviska Shenault. You got Evan Ingram as being he's going to be more of a receiver type in this particular offense, just because that's who he is. He's not a blocker. I've had him for years. He's horrible at blocking, so we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But I really do think that that's great. The harder question is they also have running back, problems at running back. You got James Robinson coming off of Achilles tear. I mean, unless he's going to the same doctor as Cam Akers, I mean, we're going to have it might be an issue. And then you have Travis Etienne coming off a Liz Frank injury. So we have two running backs that are coming back from injury. They let go of Carlos Hyde. They haven't really picked anybody up, which makes me think they might not address it right away, but they're going to definitely be picking someone up in the draft. They're not going to pick them with the top pick, but they're going to definitely be looking at it at one point. We have to wait and see how that goes. I mean, can you draft either of them? I understand that James Robinson's, or Travis Etienne's injury happened early. We'll have to wait and see. Anthony goes, they spent a lot of money, but did they really improve? Honestly, I think they did. I think they improved with, who they ended up going with. I think they had a really good, group of guys that they brought in. I mean, they re-signed, they franchise tag Cam Robinson, their left tackle. They have Brian Sharif on a good deal. Tyler Shantley, he's not horrible. They got Foy I'm not even going to say it. Aluakon, there we go. Floyd Aluakon, who is a incredible linebacker, one of the best in the league. And, they're trying to beef up their secondary with Darius Williams, who played for the Rams last year, who I think is very underrated and probably one of the better, better corners out there. So honestly, I think they did spend their money wisely, and it's not like they overpaid to the point where they're, left out in the dust, but I think they're going to do well. I think they're going to do better than they did last year. I mean, the only way you can go is up from there, right? So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But honestly, I think that's a great start for them, and, to see where they go. So we're on my pick. And as I thought, one of my picks kind of fell to me where I wanted to. Hopefully he can come back around. Dem Boys went with Chris Godwin, sticking with his, format. We have, 2 flex spots here. There's a lot of, decent value coming up. So I'm liking what I see there. I think I'm going to grab the person that I want now. And I might wait on quarterback for a minute. And I'm going to grab him. Jerry Jeudy. I just told you before, I think Russell helps him out. I think Russell really helps his value. And, grabbing him there, I feel comfortable with. I wanted him or Cortland Sutton. For his ADP, it's actually lower for a sleeper. So it's one of those things where I could have probably stole him a little bit later. But I'm kind of happy with that pick, and I still keep some value coming, as we come around to the turn and what's going on over there. One thing that I didn't write down and one thing that I'm noticing on here is the Arizona Cardinals. Have you guys realized how much is gone? I know D-Hop's there. I know they saved James Conner. I really like Rondell Moore. AJ Green, I think, did a lot better than people thought he would. So I understand why they did what they did. They got rid of Chase Edmunds, which I thought was very ambitious. They don't really have any depth after that. They lost a couple, defensive pieces with Chandler Jones. It's just hard to see. So I don't know. And I think they lost a lineman too, if memory serves me correct. So, we'll have to wait and see. Anthony going, damn, DK fallen. I told you, brother, until they sign a quarterback, no one's going to touch Seattle. You don't want Drew Lock. No one liked Cortland Sutton, and Jerry Jeudy with Drew Lock throwing him the ball, and that's going to be the problem. He might be a talented receiver, but The quality of the ball is what you're looking for. Them boys goes Juju to Kansas City. What do you think about his fantasy value there? Honestly, I like his fantasy value there. He's going to be, it's a little, to me, it's too many cooks in the kitchen, in my opinion. Your balls, your balls are going to Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and then you got Mecole Hardman, who's in there, who is, I think he's better than what people think he is. And then you're going to be throwing in Juju in the mix. Now, I'm not saying that Juju isn't a good player. I think he's absolutely, a great fit for the team where he can be. They let go of Byron Pringle. I think he slides right into that particular third wide receiver spot that can be used, in different situations. He can definitely be used in two wide. I don't think Mecole Hardman is one of those guys. I think he's more of a slot receiver compared to Juju, but I think Juju is one of those guys too. So I like his value. Honestly, I really do. I think he can do well. So I'm up next, and I'm not going to be going wide receiver. I kind of already did that. I have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Damien Harris. I have Kareem Hunt. Now that Josh McDaniels is out and it's Bill Belichick, and we got Chase Edmunds in Miami with a running type. All right. I'm going to go Damien Harris here.
Wow.
Going to definitely go Damien Harris. So we got Anthony going Hurt Godwin, Judy, and Mike Thomas with no QB going before DK. The blasphemy. Yeah. Wow. J.K. Flint getting Connor in the fifth is nice. Yes, it is. I skipped out on him. But I'm going to take a minute right now just to kind of break down what we're doing here. Grabbed them. Yeah, you liked that grab, didn't you? Yeah. Them boys saying you really suck tonight, Mike. Thanks, man. So just to break it down and kind of give you who we're drafting with tonight, and Anthony going Damien Harris panic pick there. No, it was going to be between him and Chase Edmunds. I'm trying to figure out who I like better there. So I figured Damien Harris. Why not? They let go of Brandon Bolden. I think it could be a good move. So I'm just going to break down who we got in here tonight. At the one spot, we got Sir Snores a Lot. Welcome to the group. I know you're brand new, so thank you for joining us in this, and hopefully you're able to watch this as well. So welcome. We're trying to do this on Friday nights as much as possible. We'll probably get going a little bit more towards the, right after the draft, and we'll be a little bit more consistent on Friday night. Welcome, Jay Grizz, 22-2. How you doing today? I love the screen name. I'm a big fan of the fantasy footballers. So it's great to see good old Jay Grizz in here. We got Russ O. What's going on, Russ? How's everything going? Welcome to the draft. Another new person to our group. I love it. I love seeing when we're able to get new people in here. We got Mech265. What's going on, Mech? Great to have you here. We got, of course, the OG, the ambassador, Dem boys in the house. How you doing, brother? Always welcome. Always here. Always drafting with us. One of our best drafters as well. We have myself, Classic Mike. What's up? Oh, I did not know that. Anthony has made me aware that Sir Snores a Lot. He's from last year. He's been with us. I did not know that. So, Sir Snore a Lot, I am sorry for that. But welcome. That's the first time you've been with me. We got Jeep Zeke. What's going on, Jeep Zeke? He's brand new. I know that. So welcome. And KJ Flint, 20. How you doing, brother? He's always here. Love having KJ here. Always does well for these. We got good old Lou Camp, one of the OGs as well, doing, here helping us out loving it. And we got the other Dem Boys 89. What's going on, guys? So we have a wonderful group of guys today. Thank you for joining for this Friday night mock, the one that we're doing for the free agent frenzy. You know, now that we know where everyone, well, most people have gone, we have an idea of what, you know, teams are going to be like. Well, you know, we'll have a better one right after the draft, so we know exactly what teams are looking for, and we'll be able to draft from then. But this is a good little, you know, good barometer on how your teams are going to be doing. Sorry about that. So we are getting into the 7th round right now. We have a lot of good teams. We have 2 QBs off the board with Mahomes and Josh Allen, which, I mean, that good value. Oh, that is correct. I keep forgetting Lou Champ. Lou Champ, our listener league reigning champ. Congratulations to Lou Camp. That's amazing. Good job. I know that's a tough league to play in. I hear about it all the time. And, you know, oh no, I was in that league and you kicked my butt. So great job. Yeah, so let's talk about more of the free agency stuff that's been going on. One thing that like I said, I brought up before is Chase Edmunds going to the Miami Dolphins. They also signed Raheem Morris. So what does that mean? You know, what does that mean for this backfield? Damn boys. Anyway. Oh, that's Clyde Edwards. Sorry, my bad. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I was going to wait on him. I want to go with my boy right here, Justin Herbert, number 2 overall QB last year, getting him in the 7th round. I like it. But let's talk about Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert, and of course, one of my favorites, Myles Gaskin. You know, what does Chase Edmonds and Raheem Morris do to Myles Gaskin? Does it hurt, help? Of course, for me, I think he's an afterthought. You know, you can't draft him anymore. These two are going to definitely take over. I know Raheem Mostert and his injury history and blah, 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 blah. He's still a better running back than Myles Gaskin. And you also have a head coach that worked with Raheem Mostert who brought him in. So I don't know. I think Myles Gaskin is going to be thrown in the bin, unfortunately. You know, the Dolphins also grabbed Cedric Wilson from the Dallas Cowboys. They now have Wilson, Parker, Jalen Waddle, Preston Williams, and Will Fuller. Yeah, Anthony's giving me Myles Gaskin. Yeah. Thanks for adding the S to it. I know. I probably said Gaskins at least once or twice. It's just how it is. My lisp doesn't help. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be an interesting interesting wide receiving core next year. I've always been a fan of Preston Williams. I think, you know, Will Fuller's on his way out. You know, you got Devonta Parker, Cedric Wilson. You know, I think this is a good group right here. You know, Jalen Waddle is definitely taking a step up. You know, he was definitely right behind, you know, Jamar Chase. I mean, you know, a lot of people thought that Waddle would take that cake, you know, for the offensive player of the year, or sorry, offensive rookie of the year. But, you know, Jamar killed it. You can't, you know, take that away from him. Next is we got Allen Robinson signing with the LA Rams. I mean, this is huge news. This is something that really came across. I really didn't know where Allen would go. I thought a lot of teams that need wide receivers. I mean, the Falcons don't have anybody. I mean, Russell Gage, gone. You know, that's all they had. You know, you got Calvin Ridley out for the year, you know, for his betting on the games and stuff. I mean, it's crazy. I'm really shocked that he went to LA. You know, so we'll have to wait and see. Hold on. What's the new over-under on carries before Mostert gets hurt? Like 4? I'd say 4 games. Give him 4 games. Ooh, this is a new one. KJ Flint a good old Detroit Lions fan here grabbing Amon St. Brown. I'm not hating that pick, but they just went for they just got DJ Chark, signed him the other day. I like DJ Chark, so that's a interesting. Wow, we got Jeep Zeke going for good old Robert Woods, and that's kind of where we were, getting into at this point with Allen Robinson signing with the Rams. Does this really, does this hurt Robert Woods? Does this make him better? I don't know, man. It's a tough situation, but they got wide receivers galore out there. Ooh, look who fell to me. The guy that we've been talking to this whole time. I think I'm going to do it.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. If you guys can hear that weird guy. So yeah, we got Allen Robinson signing with the Rams. The door is kind of still open for Odell Beckham Jr. He's still on the cards. Is he worth drafting though? Like, would you draft Odell Beckham? Probably not. For me, I'm definitely probably, he's not someone I'm drafting. I might draft him with the 18th pick, but we'll see. Taman Blashkoff or Ruff. I love fantasy football. Welcome, man. Welcome to the show. We are here. We are just fantasy footballing it up. I love it. Glad to have you here. So welcome. If you have any questions or anything you want to talk about, please put it up in the chat. We will definitely love to chat with you about anything fantasy football related. Like I said, we're breaking down some of the free agency stuff that happened this, last couple of days. But he's saying you could draft OBJ if your early draft goes well, only after 9th, 10th round, though. Yeah, Anthony, tell him so do we. That's why we are here. That's right. Taman, I wouldn't even touch him after the 9th round. I'd probably wait, and see if he even gets to the end. For my league, we go to the 18th round. I'd probably wait till the very end. In this round, for this, it's the 13th pick. I'd probably wait till that pick. I don't want to have anything to do with him at this point. Even though I think he will be good down the stretch, he's just someone I'd throw on my IR spot and wait, and see what happens. So I think he's not a horrible pick, but I think you're going to have to wait for him. Another thing that I wanted to bring up, which I kind of talked about briefly, is, where do you guys see Cam Akers this year? Do you see him as a top 10 running back, finishing up the year? So Taming asks, do you have a list of the Raiders offseason moves? Yes, I actually do. So give me 1 second. I can actually break it down for you. So from what I have right now, they signed Amir Abdullah. They got Brandon Bolden. They signed Jacob Johnson. So that's a good move for them. They just signed Devonta Adams, which we're all aware of. They signed Max Crosby to a ridiculously. Oh, come on, Jay Grizz, get back in there. They signed Max Crosby to a 4-year, $98.98 million contract. Good for him. They also signed Chandler Jones. That defense is going to be scary. They also signed a 2-year deal with Belai Nicholas. They got Rock Asin, and they also got Anthony Everett as well. So Anthony going, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be doing mock drafts up to the start of the season. Invite some friends or league mates. That's correct. If you look in the description, we have a invite to our particular channel as well on Sleeper, which is the app we are using right over here for our mock drafts. We use this for everything. So he says, I keep seeing people draft Akers super early, but I personally wouldn't put that many eggs in his basket. Okay. And that's fair. And I kind of want to understand your reasoning on why. And if it's the injury reason, we saw what happened during the playoffs. He did incredibly well, and he was very versatile, even with coming back from injury early. So I don't think injury can be the reason. I think that's why he'll drop a little bit, but let me know. I'm kind of interested in why you think why you wouldn't put your eggs in that basket. Taman also says, also, I don't know all those names. What are all those positions? So Rockasine is a cornerback. Anthony Everett is a cornerback as well. They are two fairly good, I'd say, second tier. If you had to put them in tiers, I'd put them in like a second tier. Nicholas, I'm not really familiar with, but Chandler Jones and Max Crosby are going to be something. And they traded, I can never pronounce his name unless you're Joe or Smith. I really can pronounce your name correctly. But getting Devonta Adams, Jacob Johnson, Brandon Bolden, and Miradula, those guys are running backs or halfbacks and fullback. So those are great picks for them as well. So I think they're fairly doing well with what they have. They re-signed a couple of people as well, just from their own roster. So yeah, they're doing well. So let me know what you think about Cam Akers. Like I said, I think he'll be in that top 10 running back group at the end of the year. I think he's worth a top, first 3 rounds. But that's just me. Wow, Mech ruining my next pick, going with Devin Singletary. I really do think that Devin Singletary has a very good year this year. He's with a good group of guys. All right, so we got a couple of guys that are kind of on that cusp. We got Christian Kirk a little bit lower, on this list. He's a very good late steal. Let's see what we got in the tight end group. I want to grab one before they get too crazy. I think I'm going to go with Dalton Schultz. So Taman goes, I love Akers. Don't get me wrong. But early, I will take elite players. Akers hasn't had enough play time to be super elite. He is good. I would take a shot at him in the third or after, but not the second round. Understood. And I grabbed him in the third. So I completely agree with how you evaluated that. I had the opportunity to grab him in the second as well. I just didn't feel comfortable, touching him in the second. I think the third gives him a little bit more value. In my keeper league, I have a situation where, Den Boys is agreeing with me here. Cam should be a third or fourth rounder, maybe late second in Dynasty. I agree with that. For me, it's one of those scenarios. Like I have him in my keeper league. Do I keep him? He's in my, and I get him in the last round of my league. So do I keep him or Stephon Diggs in the 5th round with Joe Mixon at the 210? I got a lot of decent options for myself. And it's a 2-person keeper league. So do I keep Joe Mixon at the 210 and keep Cam Akers? And I have the 101. So, I have a lot of things I can play with here. For my league, Derrick Henry would be the 101 just because JT is going to be, already kept. He's 5th round keeper this year. I actually am in talks with the owner to try to make a trade to see if, trade him for the 101. And because he doesn't have a 1st round pick, I can take his Jonathan Taylor from him, have Jonathan Taylor and Joe Mixon, and keep those two. And, that's my thought right now. But right now, we'll have to wait and see how that goes. It's still very early, and he's very in between on what he wants to do. So Anthony goes, agree. Too many elite type wide receivers you can take over Akers, but if it's a heavy running back run, you may have to snag him. I'd go 0 RB, then rely on him as an anchor RB2 or RB1. Yeah, No, I can understand that, but that's where the issue, with the guys that are here, on the end that grab their first two wide receivers, which they're both studs, and for full PPR, it makes sense. But if you can, Cam Akers showed he had the ability to be an elite, pass catcher as well during his run. So I think he can. I think he can do both and do well. So I'm gonna grab Christian Kirk.
Wow.
I'm gonna grab Christian Kirk here. I'm gonna be that guy. They paid him a lot of money to be there. There's a reason. And get on here so we can talk. Tell the wife I love her and she can hate me later. I just get on here. So we got Taman going. Early wide receiver and tight end is smart, but running backs go early, so picking one early is needed in most leagues. Agreed. In most of your leagues, you're going to have that, everyone relies on that running back, and they want those two top running backs so that their team is stable running through the year. Wide receiver and tight end is a smart move if you can get away with it. And the ones that went for this league, we have Cooper Kupp with A.J. Brown and, Mark Andrews. That's a great combo right there. Devonta Adams, Jamar Chase, and George Kittle. Great group. And honestly, I mean, them boys 89 got away with something here because he's able to get Elliott in the 4th round, which is insane. And then able to have guys like DJ Moore, Sutton as just his backup guys with AJ Dillon, Miles Sanders, Dak Prescott as his QB, Hunter Renfrow he just picked up as well. That's an awesome group right there. Excuse me. I'm also liking KJ Flint going with Cooper Kupp. AJ Brown, that's a great pick for him. Mark Andrews did fantastic. Amari Cooper falling to the 4th, with James Conner, Leonard Fournette, Michael Carter, Amon-Ra Brown, Tom Brady, like that I'm loving KJ Flint right now. So I'm personally a round 1 tight end or wide receiver, but I would probably need a running back in the first 2 if you want an anchor, of course. Yes, Taman, I do IDP in my own league. It's a little bit different than the ones that are out there where it's like, full roster of IDP, but I talk about it on my own. If I'm here by myself, I'll talk to you about it. Hey, Sage22, what's going on? Oh, this is Russ. What's going on, brother? Glad to have you on here. I've just been talking about how people have been doing and also a little, things about that. So he's asking, how do you feel about my Rondell Moore pick? I like the pick. And you got him late. The only pick that I don't know how I feel about is the Julio Jones pick. I'm not a big fan of Julio Jones. So it makes it a little bit harder for me. I do like the rest of your team and how it's, structured. But I do like the Rondell Moore pick. I'm wondering who you're going to go with here. My best guess would probably be DJ Chark. Not a bad pick. I like DJ Chark. And, him going to Detroit, I really like. So not bad. So Taman goes, I do 1 DL linebacker, DB, and an IDP flex. Awesome. No, that's awesome. We do IDP flex and a defensive back. So it's very limited compared to a lot of other leagues, but I love it, honestly. Them boys saying I didn't even see you took Schultz, Mike. You're really pissing me off. Hey man, if I'm drafting with you're gonna pick Knox. Yeah, he was my other choice as well. Anyway, the leagues that we do just those 2. It makes things a little bit easier. The league that I'm currently in is they're not as happy with it as I am. I'm a very big, I like it more than they do. So
Wow.
this is a handcuff pick. Taman goes, do you do IDP and a full defense? Yeah, yes, we do actually. We do IDP and full defense for that league. Like I said, it's IDP flex and a DB. I really enjoy that league a lot. That's my one big money league. And just for your information, I team up every so often with another group. They're called Dynasty Pylon. Definitely check them out. They're a wonderful group of guys, Mark and Martin. They were on last night. I got to talk to them there. Definitely check them out. They're probably the only IDP type of fantasy podcast out there that talks about IDP. I don't think there's anywhere else anywhere else out there that has IDP other than Dynasty Pylon. And they're a great group of guys. We try to interact with them as much as possible. So definitely check them out when you can. They're also breaking down, running backs, rookie running backs and wide receivers and stuff like that. So check them out. Okay, that's what I was planning on doing. Yeah, no, it's I like that setup. So we got Joka. What's going on, man? He goes, yo, I did my Dynasty picks 3 weeks, though, on 3 weeks ago through on my wide receivers, AJ Brown, DJ Moore, and Scary Terry. Okay. And he says it's a 12-man league. Oh, yeah. Make sure you guys sub, Please make sure you guys sub. We're almost to 300. We're trying to get there. We're almost there. We just need 4 more people. So let's do it. And Joka, I'm just trying to understand what you're saying here, brother. You said, yo, I did my dynasty picks 3 weeks. 3 weeks, and then I'm a little thrown off on my wide receivers, AJ Brown, DJ Moore, and Scary Terry. So if you're asking me how your 3 wide receiver picks went, I think they're fine. Scary, I like him. I think he'll do a little bit better with Carson Wentz behind the helm. So I think that could work out for you. We got Sage going. If you could rank the teams right now, what would you rank them? 1 through 10. Okay. Let me wait till we're all done. We're almost there. Okay. So you said thoughts on those wide receiver picks. Okay. So Joker is asking my thoughts on those wide receiver picks. Honestly, I like them. I don't mind them at all. I'm a little low on AJ Brown just because of the QB. I think he's still an elite type wide receiver. Same thing with DJ Moore. They're kind of the same person, in my opinion. They can handle the volume, but unfortunately, the quality of the target that they get is very low, unfortunately. But they are amazing wide receivers. And Scary Terry, he just needed a better scenario. And I think that he got it, with Carson Wentz. I think he can be a very big help. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out who I'm going with.
Wow.
And, I honestly think that that's not a horrible group of wide receivers to have, especially in Dynasty. They do have a few more years left on them. They have a lot of tread on their tires. So, yeah, I'm fine with those picks. Taman goes 2 QB, 1 running back, 1 wide receiver. Wow, limited. 1 tight end, 2 flex, 1 kicker, 1 defense, and then the IDP grouping. 5 bench, 3 IR, 16-man league. Oh, crap. That's a big league right now. I was actually planning on doing this with my family and friends. Thoughts? Honestly, I don't think that's a horrible grouping. I might change the settings a little bit where it's 1 QB and then you have the 2 running back, 2 wide receiver. 16-man is incredibly difficult. With that many IDPs, it can be interesting. But the flex is fine, kicker is fine, defense is fine. I like kickers and defense. That's just my own opinion, my own way of going about things. The IDP, if people, the hardest part for you is getting people involved with the IDP.
Come on.
My league, we started it years ago. We enjoyed it, but unfortunately, a lot of the guys, it took a lot of time to get used to, and they still don't even like it. I try to change it up every so often, but personally, I think I like that type of league. To get family and friends involved, that's not bad. It gets everyone involved on both sides of the ball. I like that. So, yeah, go for it. Joker is saying, is this the actual draft or a mock draft? So, Joker, this is a mock draft. We're just doing mock drafts right after, free agent frenzy. We want to call it, I call it free agency shenanigans, because we had our, good old St. Patty's Day yesterday. So this is just it's one of those things where we're just out, we're drafting. This is what we do. Friday night mocks. This, where is it on my, there we go, right below me, home of the Friday night mock. We've been doing this since last year. I think Ant started us up in April last year, and I jumped in May. So, we've been doing this for a while, and it's something that is, liked. We've been, we try to get as many people as involved as possible. We're trying to grow this and make it a thing. We have our own channel, which is in the description below. So make sure you check that out. Join our league our channel on Sleeper. It's a private channel. We have a great group of guys, about half the people drafting in here. We talk football all year long. It's a great community. And I love it. Been a part of it for the last year and couldn't be happier. So check us out. Make sure you like and subscribe the show. Make sure you check out and definitely have us going. So Taman goes, I just want 2 QBs so that I can screw people over by drafting multiple quarterbacks. That's always a nice thing to do when you're trying to set up a league for your friends and family. That's funny. So Joker goes, I wanted to trade for Elijah Moore. Thoughts? The kid is 21. I like Elijah Moore a lot. I like his talent. I like his ability, but unfortunately, Zach Wilson needs to really mature in the next couple of years. Him being on the Jets doesn't help. Well, no, let me take that back. It helps a little bit, and it only helps with the concept that they'll be behind quite often. So honestly, I really don't mind Elijah Moore at all. But if you're trying to trade for him, you could probably use like a second round pick, maybe a third round pick for him. He's someone that I wouldn't mind having his depth. So Damon goes, draft capital for the W. Yeah, no, honestly, I've seen that in a few leagues, to be completely honest. Ooh, Aaron Rodgers going real late. Wow. Aaron Rodgers in the 13th round. Jeez. Why is someone going Aaron Rodgers in the 13th? My God. All right. So taking a look at my team real quick. Why do I have 2 spots open when we have more? What? How's that possible? All right. So let's see who I'm going to go with here. Got a lot of good options that are... No, these are bad options. Let's see what we got in the wide receiver group. We got a lot more. A lot more fun out here in the wide receiver land. It looks like running back's going to go real quick. KJ Hamler, Pringle, Paris. Ugh. It's nobody. Nobody. Just so much grossness. I'm going to go with Parker.
Wow.
At least he's a starter? I don't know. Dem Boy's going, I started to sell. Oh, Dem Boy started everybody up in April. Anthony just happened to be there. Taman going, I like Elijah Moore. Me too, brother. I do. I really do like him. It's trading for him is a little bit different than having him, in my opinion. Anthony goes, Sage, as we get closer, we actually give team breakdowns and draft grades. Yes, we do. Gotcha. Anthony goes, we even do a mock tournament to get a chance to our listener league, merchandise and cash prizes. Yes, we do. And if you guys can see in the where is it? Over there. Top left corner, we have Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy. So make sure you guys check out Underdog Fantasy. And if you haven't already, make sure you check them out. They are a wonderful website. And what they'll do right now is if you use the promo code Get Right, which I'm putting in there right now for you, just so that you have it. If you use this promo code Get Right, they will match whatever you put in right now. So make sure you guys check them out. Oh, we do have another round. I was like, what the hell? So make sure you guys check them out. Use promo code Get Right, and they will match everything. The amount that you put in, up to, I think it's up to $100 or something like that. But they will take good care of you. What were the Jets off-season moves? I draft Mike White in the first. So Jets moves this year. They've done a couple of things from what I saw. They re-signed Joe Flacco. They re-signed Tevin Coleman. They re-signed Braxton Berrios. So Braxton Berrios is back. I like him. They signed Tyler Conklin and CJ Uzomah. Uzomah, yeah. So I don't know why they signed both. They got Connor McDermott. They re-signed him, and they ended up signing a big deal with Lincoln Tomlinson, who was from the San Francisco 49ers. He's actually one of the top guards in the league. He's actually very good. They have Nathan Shepard and Jack Martin, who is a D tackle and a linebacker, with DJ Reed. They also signed Jordan Whitehead and Jamarcus Joyner, who are two really good safeties. So I like it. Drunk Squidward, what's going on, brother? How's everything going? Glad to see you. Glad to have you back on the show. We always enjoy having you here. It is my choice right now. I only have a short period of time to do this. Who am I going to go with? Let's go with Mike Davis. It's a late pick.
Wow.
I don't care. So we got them boys saying, what up, Squidward? And our top right. Yes. So your top right, go to Underdog Fantasy. Check them out. We are good friends with them. So check them out. Drunk Squidward goes, I drafted a couple days ago for Dynasty. My running backs are Alvin Kamara and Antonio Gibson. I think those are solid. Yeah, honestly, I don't see an issue with those picks. Now that the whole Deshaun Watson thing is over, they'll probably keep with Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston probably. And, so that's good for him. Antonio Gibson, not bad either. They kept J.D. McKissick, so that kind of hurts his value a little bit. They changed their guard, so at least they have somebody there better than most. So I think those are good picks. They're very solid. Them boys goes, I'm going to make a roster pick for this last. Okay. Oh, with Justin Fields. Nice. Let's go! Oh, you got sniped with Mike Davis? Gotcha, bitch. Taman goes, how many O-line? Because that changes the value of not only Zach, but also Elijah Moore. So they only picked up two offensive linemen, Connor McDermott. Oh, they re-signed Connor McDermott, one of their tackles, and they also picked up Lincoln Tomlinson, who is, like I said, probably one of the top guards. I think he's a left guard, if memory serves me. He's probably number 3 or 4 in my book of who I want. He's more of a run blocker than a pass blocker, which makes me think that Michael Carter is probably one of the, is a good pickup this year. I'm not saying just because of him, but it definitely helps him in the long run. So Anthony going, Squidward, what up? What up? Drunk Squidward goes, I want J.D. McKissick gone. I got so excited when he left it, but came back. Yeah, man, that day was crazy. I was really happy that he went to Buffalo for a minute. I was really happy for who was it? It was Zadarius Smith. He went to the Ravens for a minute, called back. And then I was talking with Dustin, and he was so happy that Randy Gregory resigned. And I went, no, he didn't. Wow, snore a lot, or Sir snores a lot. I love that. The Albert Okula, whatever, I can't say his last name pick. I mean, you have 3 tight ends, but I like that last pick though. He's going to be something. I like him a lot. Boy goes, it was the Trey Lance pick that was what I was going to make. Oh, I didn't make Trey Lance, so at least you're not going to be mad at me. Taman goes, Big T. So I like Michael Carter. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he got me. He got me too, man. Yeah, there we go. Taman goes, I ain't drafting Gibson now or any Dolphins running back. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. Sage goes, man, you sniped my Mike Davis pick. Wow, of all people, Mike Davis. And Taman goes, Albert O is slept on. He is, and he shouldn't be now that Russell Wilson is there. Dylan Cassidy, what's going on, brother? You already know I had to get my weekly dose of get right. What's going on? Anthony going, Dylan, what up? What up? How's everybody doing? So now that we have finally finished our mock draft for the free agency frenzy, we got everything set. We can actually see what other people did. Sir snores a lot. Why did you leave? I wanted to know that was your team. Sir snores a lot goes with Jonathan Taylor, Javonte Williams, Scary Terry. Goes with Allen Robinson, Patrick Mahomes, Brandon Ayuk, Dallas Goedert, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool, Mike Gesicki, Stafford Gainwell, Chuba Hubbard, and as I said, Alberto. So those are great. It's an okay team. Going with the 3 tight ends might not be my best option. Picking up Stafford and Mahomes, not bad. I'm not one to really go to when we're doing mocks and stuff. I don't like going 2 QBs unless I have to. But not a bad pick there. We got Jay Grizz in the house. Let's see what he did. He went with Najee Harris, CeeDee Lamb, who I'm a little bit low on, and for good reason. Mike Evans, Josh Jacobs, Kyle Pitts, Kareem Hunt, Devonta Smith, Kyle Murray in the 8th round, not bad. Melvin Gordon even later in the 9th, which I'm really shocked he went that low. Michael Gallup, great pick in the 10th. Rob Gronkowski in the 11th with Derek Carr, J.D. McKissick, and Kendrick Bourne right there. I like those picks. That's a good, solid team. Very, well balanced. So good job, Jay Grizz. I'm liking what I see. So Drunk Squidward goes, I traded Russell Gage for Kendrick Bourne in a second. Ooh. Sorry, brother. Russie, don't pass to the tight end too much. But Fant ain't insanely better than Albert. Yeah. No, I know. But you know what? I'm kind of – Russ never was really a tight end guy, but with the right tight end, I think he'll be fine. Dylan going, what up, Anthony? Running my championship back this year. Good. That's why we're here, to help you get there. Taman goes, Gallup season. Yeah, I have him in Dynasty. I like him. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. He's coming back from an ACL tear. He got it real late in the season, so he's going to be coming back at the last minute. We're going to have to wait and see how that turns out, but I'm hoping he does well. Taman going, Melvin losing his spot to Bryce. Melvin? No. Who's Brees? He ain't losing it to Javonte. They're going to be sharing the load. They're going to definitely share the load. So, all right. So you think Denver's going to draft Bryce Hall? or Brees Hall or whatever the hell his name is. He's the number one running back in the draft, but I don't see him going to Denver. Why would he go to Denver when they have a studded? He's thinking Denver goes for 3 running back off. I don't think so, man. I get what you're saying, but I don't see that happening. They're I don't even know what pick they are. Let me take a look. It's a little early, but I don't mind talking about the draft coming up. Let me see what they got going. So they're drafting. I don't think they even have a first round draft pick. Yeah, they don't have a first round draft pick. So they're not going to. Oh, they just lost their first round draft pick for Russell. Oh, yeah, that's right. And it looks like they don't have. Oh, they have the last pick in the second round. I don't know. I don't see that happening. Drunk Squidward, too fair. Russell Gage got traded to the Bucks for a wide receiver 1 to a wide receiver 3. I'd say I got value for that trade. I think you did too, but I like Russell Gage with Tom Brady. So I think that you kind of lost value because Kendrick Bourne is nothing special. So the signing of that Ravens tight end shows they're preparing for the run game. What Ravens tight end did they sign? Who are you talking about? Hayden Hurst just went to the Bucks. No, not the Bucks. Hayden Hurst went to the Bengals. And I know he's a Raven. Who is the guy? Who's the Ravens tight end that you're talking about? Some run blocker tight end. Let me see what you're talking about there, Taman. They have not signed a tight end from what I see. I have Josh Johnson, Russell, Calvin Anderson, Randy Gregory, Deshaun Williams, Malik Reed, Alex Singleton. I don't see it. Wow. Singleton went there? Oh, wow. Good for them. It's a good linebacking core. Oh, they re-signed Jewel too? Ooh, that defense is going to be nasty. Unless I'm thinking of a different team. Yeah, I think you're thinking of a different team because they didn't sign a tight end. I know that for a fact. I literally, I'm not even joking you. Every 30 seconds get alerts about this. And I pretty much, I follow it pretty extensively. So Squidward goes, Kendrick Bourne is okay. And I also, Robbie Anderson and Christian Kirk on my bench. I have 3 third-round picks for 2023. Okay. I mean, that's not horrible. I like all my picks in not this year's draft, but next year's draft. I've been doing everything I can to hold. So Kyle Flint, what's up, KJ? I think it was a former Ravens draft pick got signed. Okay. I don't know who. Honestly, I don't know who that is, to be honest. Because they haven't signed it. I'm looking at the free agent list right now for Denver, and they haven't signed a tight end, so I don't think it's a anyone there. So Taman asking, what is the best division in the league? That's a great question. Dem Boys is going to go with the AFC West. I agree. AFC West is pretty stacked right now. I know the worst league or the worst the worst division in the league. The NFC East is going to suck this year. So Drunk Squidward, we were talking about this a couple minutes ago. And then boys, I do see your question. Don't worry. We will, go from there. Drunk Squidward, what's everyone's opinion on James Robinson? Just curious. My opinion, it's going to be a very tough road. He's coming back from an Achilles injury. He's going to have to either go see the same doctor that Cam Akers saw, or something. He got it at the end of the year. I don't think he comes back until a little bit later. Travis Etienne coming back as well. The team did feel comfortable enough to let go of Carlos Hyde. They did, if memory serves me, I think they kept Derek Kumawale went to another team. So they didn't sign a running back. They didn't do anything. So I think they feel like he will be ready, or at least will be, available. I don't think so, though. The one with the Cowboys, his career is done, essentially. Yeah, anytime you go to Dallas, your career is basically done. Oops, did I say that on camera? Let me see what he's talking about. No, they signed Dalton Schultz. They let go of Blake Jarwin, but he hasn't signed anyone. So, isn't there some other RB there? No. They have Travis Etienne. They have James Robinson. They had Devin Zigbo for a little bit. I don't know if he left, came back. I don't know, man. They don't have much on their roster. As of right now, they're probably going to draft someone. Let me see. Let's see who the Jags have right at this moment. So I see, Raquel Armstead, he came back. He was with COVID all year last year and hurt. Nathan Cottrell, he's nothing. Travis Etienne, we already knew about. And James Robinson. And, Mekhi Sargent, who no one cares about him. No one knows him. Yeah. So they need some guys. We'll see. Drunk Squidward, I got an offer on him for a second and Kareem Hunt. I think I might do that. So let's kind of go back. What's everyone for James Robinson? You got an offer for a second and Kareem Hunt? Got an offer on him for a second. Oh, so you could get a second round pick and Kareem Hunt for James. Take it. Take it now. Just take it. Tama goes, ETN is what I was thinking. Yeah, no, ETN is definitely going to be there. He'll probably be okay. But we're going to have to see. He says some people are high on him. I ain't drafting him, though. I agree. It's tough to tell, but I think he'll be okay. Dem Boy saying, take it. KJ Flint going, if you have anyone offering you something for James Robinson, you just take it. Ask for just a first. Yeah, not a bad idea. Always ask for more. You never know. Sometimes they'll take it. So I'm going to just rewind for a sec just because I had this question here. And Dem Boys goes, what's your favorite team here, Mike? He's asking from our group of our particular draft that we have sitting over here on my left. He's asking me, what do you think? Okay. So honestly, the first three teams are teams that I'm not. They have good depth. They're probably at the lower end of my spectrum here. I know that Russ wanted me to rate this a little bit. For me, just from looking at it, it's a little bit more on my low end. This type of team for me is a little bit, at the lower end of my spectrum. I'm not really liking Mech's team. I like his depth. I don't like his core. I like Stephon Diggs, Mike Williams, Adam Thielen, who just re-signed a deal and kind of restructured. I love Josh Allen and Darren Waller. So his team is okay. I'm not a big fan of Christian McCaffrey in the first round. I honestly think Christian McCaffrey should be one of the ones that isn't drafted until the second round, to be completely honest with you. So that's just my opinion on that. I do like Dem Boys' team. Has good depth, has good players. Went with the Watson pick, had to be that guy. He's sitting there probably in the middle for me. Yeah, I like my team. But, this is my show right now. So, I'm going to say my team's the best. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, I'm liking what was done at the end of this draft. Like, I really like what KJ Flint, Luke Camp, and Den Boys did. I think they did a really good zero RB type strategy where they went with wide receivers for the first group and went with that elite tight end right in the third round. I like Luke Camp's team for the most part. I think his running backs are a tad weak, but not crazy weak. I kind of like KJ Flint a little bit more. So for me, it might be KJ Flint, Den Boys, Luke Camp. I'm kind of liking what Jeep Zeke did with his picks. I'm a little in between on it, so I might drop him back. I'd probably have Den Boys at around 4, me at 5, Jeep Zeke at 6, Mech at 7, and then probably 8, 9, and 10 at the very end. I do like where they drafted some people, but overall, I don't really like the full grouping of the team. I think I might move Jay Grizz up a little bit towards Mech at 6 and 7, somewhere in there. But overall, I thought it was, I thought we had a really good draft. I really enjoyed, I want to thank everybody for coming out. So them boys is stepping in there. Them boys 89. If you're watching, if you didn't just hear, I really like your team. I'm gonna go A-. I'm not gonna give you that plus, but I do like your team. I think A- or an A, wherever you want to put it. Just not the A+. I really do like your team quite a bit. So good job, everybody. Honestly, I really so happy I got to do that with everybody today. I stupidly forgot to mention, or at least I created this for everybody. The free agent list is right here. These are the top free agents. These are guys. I did this in the beginning. I should have had this thing running the whole time, but I was running around like an idiot. Of course. But free agents are below. We can still talk for a little bit. I got all night. My beautiful, wonderful girlfriend is in the Bahamas, enjoying herself, having a great time with her cousin. So shout out to my girlfriend, Christine. Hi, babe. Love you. Hope you're having fun. So I'm back at home enjoying the spring instead of dealing with summer. So drunk Squidward. I would, but the dude that gave an offer is really stingy on his first pick. So the two that, yeah. No, I'll take it. Take it. When James Robinson's contract up, I feel he might leave. Yeah, I would too. Squidward, let me double check for you. I can actually find that out for you real quick. What his where his contract is. So just give me 1 sec to get through all the ads and bullshit that we have. James, where are you? I think he's on the ass end of his deal, if memory serves me right. Interesting. Why is he not on the roster? Oh, I think it's because he's still on IR, so he wouldn't be on the roster yet. Okay, so let me do a lookup for him. So for those who are, curious about doing things on your own and looking up stuff and, trying to figure out things about contracts and things like that, one of the best sites to go to is Over the Cap. So if you haven't used that site, use it. I think it's one of the best sites out there for especially this. This is his last year on his contract. He has no guaranteed money, so he's a rookie. So they're going to probably see if he wants to sign his fourth year, his, fourth year deal. He didn't get a 5-year contract. He has a low base salary. I mean, he's barely $1 million. So he's probably, he only had a full $2 million contract. Ugh, he's a steal though. Them boys going, Watson's going to be fire in Cleveland. We'll see. I'll have to wait and see on that, man. You have influenced me to do a mock. Good. That's what we're here for. We're here to make you better, make you enjoy, make you want to do this all year long. Honestly, I think about this daily. I think about this all the time, every minute of every day, even when I'm sleeping. I'm thinking about what's next year, what's going to happen. Is this draft going to look anything like the draft that I do come late August? So I like seeing the changes. I love seeing what teams do and how it affects different things. So for me, I do this all the time and I just love it. So we're trying to get you guys involved as much as possible. Sorry about that. Trying to get my screen in there. There we go. So look who it is. It's the refry guy. What's going on, Frank? Happy to see you on this Friday night. Hope all is well, my friend. Frank is one of our fantasy analysts as well, enjoying his Friday night. So am I. So cheers to everybody out there. Hope everyone is doing well tonight on this beautiful Friday. We had a wonderful day out here on Long Island. I'm from Long Island, New York, for those who are not aware. We had a wonderful day out east. So glad that we are, doing well. KJ Flint goes, just say KJ is the best. You know you want to. Who's KJ? I don't know who KJ is. Oh, KJ Squidward is the best. Hey, I kind of did, but no. I'm going to stick. I think that Luke Camp, I think that Den Boys had probably the best one. Den Boys 89. I think he did real well in this draft. I think you're 2 or 3. I like Cup. I like Brown. I like the whole set. I love your running backs. You did real well with that. Love the tight end. Love the, you're okay. I'm going to put you at 2. I'll put you at 2 there, KJ. I'm going to have you at the number 2. Squidward says, thanks. Good to know. Yeah. So Drunk Squidward, always, if you're unsure about your team, your personal team, definitely go take a look. Over the Cap is really one of the best sites. There's another site that I look at for the NFL draft coming up, just to get a better idea of what's going on and what picks are what and who traded what for who and so on and so forth. The site's called Tankathon. It's probably one of the better sites. They keep up to date with the trades, and they're pretty good with it. And Over the Cap's pretty good too. So Over the Cap won't give you the Devonta Adams trade took until probably the next day to kind of throw him on their roster, to kind of give you an idea where their cap is. But they're pretty on it this time of year. Just give them a little bit of credit leading up. Just give them a second to get everything settled. But they're good. They're a really good website. Drunk Square goes, my QBs are Matthew Stafford and Aaron Rodgers. But I drafted Carson Strong and Matt Carroll. Hopefully one of them develops into something. Okay. Matt Carroll. Wow. We'll see. Yeah, maybe. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. But I like Stafford. I like A-Rod. They're going to be around for another 2-3 years. So you have time to kind of figure out your dynasty lineup. I'm currently running with Josh Allen, Ryan Tannehill, Jimmy G, and Taysom Hill. So I like my dynasty lineup. My dynasty roster is stacked. I got those 4 quarterbacks. I got Derrick Henry. Jonathan Taylor. I also have Saquon Barkley, Nick Chubb. Fortunately, Myles Gaskin, Nyheim Hines, and a few other guys. Then I have Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, Courtland Sutton, Michael Gallup, Devontae Parker, Marvin Jones, Tyler Boyd, and a few other guys. Then I have Darren Waller. Dalton Schultz, Dawson Knox, Austin Hooper, and Evan Ingram as my tight ends. And Austin, yeah, did I say Hooper? And Evan Ingram. Yeah. So my team's pretty stacked. And it's a 25-man roster. And the only difference with this dynasty team is it's a salary cap dynasty league. So all the guys have monetary values as their contract. And every year those contracts either go up $1 or 10%, whatever's more, every year. So, right now I think I'm like $9 under the cap. I have to cut bait at the beginning of the year to get ready for next year. And I have like Kareem Hunt for $44. He's gone. I like Hunt. I have Nick Chubb, but it's just not worth keeping for that much. And I don't really I have a lot of guys with low values below it. My running backs are pretty stable, anywhere between, I think, $20 and $26 for all those guys, which is fantastic. All my tight ends are under 5. And I think all my quarterbacks are under $5, or under $6. So I love my dynasty team. They are everything to me. So if you guys have any other questions, I can be on here for another hour, honestly. For those who know our Friday nights during the season, we're usually on here for another 2 hours, but we started this whole thing early. Me being on the East Coast, it's nice to get a show in at like 9:30. Just because, it makes things a little bit easier for me instead of staying up until 4 a.m. Like I used to. So this has, been a great change. But actually, since I got a good amount of people in here, a couple people watching, and, please use the live chat if you want to chat with me, and definitely ask me questions. That's what I'm here for. I think my biggest question for a lot of people is, who do people think the 101 is going to be this season? Now, you have many options. Like for our draft that we just did, for our mock draft, we had Jonathan Taylor. A lot of people might think Derrick Henry. A lot of people might still think Christian McCaffrey. A lot of people might think, maybe Najee Harris or Dalvin Cook or something like that. So who is your 101 this year? And we're not talking about Superflex. We're not talking about, Dynasty. Who's your redraft 101, 1 QB, the guy that you pick, the guy that you are, is your backbone for your team? Who are you going with the 101 if you're the one that has the 101? So I'm going to wait a couple minutes for you guys to kind of throw your thoughts out there. I'm just really curious. With a couple of the things that have happened in Indianapolis, it makes me worried about Jonathan Taylor just a tad. As of right now, I don't feel like he is. And it's only because of certain things. But that doesn't mean that he can't be. I really do think that his ability is top number 1 overall. It's just when you take away, the Giants just picked up their right guard, Glonstein or whatever, Glonski, and he's a top guard, and they're losing that. They're losing their right tackle, I think, as well. So they're losing a couple of pieces on that line. They don't have Carson Wentz, which I know Carson Wentz isn't anything special, but he's better than, Ellinger or whatever the hell they have at QB. My other thought is Derrick Henry. They just lost Rodgers Stafford, probably one of the best left guards in the game. Honestly, like, find me someone other than Quentin Nelson who's better than him. I'm waiting. Anyone better than Quentin Nelson? Anyone like that step below? And then, boys, if you say Connor Williams, I'm going to smack you because it ain't true. So, All right, so we got a couple people in there. We got Den Boy saying Taylor. Like I said, it's a strong pick. I like him. I think he could be the 101. Jonathan Taylor by a bit. So Squidward thinks Jonathan Taylor is the guy. So I'm cool with that. Den Boy goes, I certainly hope Henry falls to 5 if I'm in that spot for real though. Yeah, no, if he falls to 5, I'm in shock. My cousin took Derrick Henry in the second pick. Yeah, that makes sense. So Sage, what's going on, Sage? What do you think of my team? Okay. So we were talking about this before. And like I said, your team is okay. I like Eckler in the first round. I like I don't mind Kelsey in the second. Montgomery, I'm a big fan of. I'm not the biggest fan of Deontay Johnson, and it's only because of Mitchell Trubisky. I don't trust him yet. I heard great things, and until I see it on the field, I don't believe it. I think Deontay Johnson's a wonderful, wide receiver, but the problem, it's the quality of the ball coming to you. That's why I always tell people like it might, you're going to get a new quarterback somewhere. Like Terry's going to. Scary Terry is in Washington and now is getting Carson Wentz. That's a better target than Taylor Taylor Heineke throwing it. He could do better. He could do worse. But honestly, I like Eckler. I like the Saquon Barkley pick late in the 5th. I think he'll have a little bit of a bounce back. Pittman's okay. I think Brandon Cooks is underrated. I like the Joe Burrow pick late. I don't really like the Julio Jones pick because now he's a free agent. There's nothing. Honestly, he's not going anywhere. If he signs anywhere, it's going to be with like the Patriots or, I don't know, Cardinals or a team that thinks they're in it and they need a guy. He's probably going to go right back to the Falcons, to be completely honest. They don't have anybody. So he might go back there. Who knows? Rondell Moore, I really like the pick in the 10th round. I think he'll kind of step into a new role this year with Christian Kirk gone. DJ Chark, I really like him. The James Robinson pick, I'm still in between on. Like I said before, James Robinson's a talented back, but coming back from the Achilles injury is not easy. He's young. He can come back quick, just like Cam Akers did. But, I mean, he's got to have that same drive as Cam Akers did and the same, surgeon, whoever did it. Hopefully that's the case. But I love Pat Freiermuth as a backup tight end. I'm a huge fan of the Muth. And Donovan Peoples-Jones, I mean, he could take a step up this year, with everything going on now, in Cleveland with Deshaun Watson. So I honestly don't hate your team. It's just there's a little bit less depth than I would like at running back. I like the wide receiver depth. I think your wide receiver depth is great. Your running back depth is a little weak. I think this is a 2 flex league, so you don't have much after. So it's okay in my opinion. It's not great. I probably might go anywhere between, if you're ranking them 1 through 10, I'd probably have you at 6 or 7. Definitely room for improvement. Definitely room for, to kind of work with, moving forward. So. He was thinking, I think something within the 12 to 14 mil range would probably be pretty reasonable. Who is that for? And we're catching up a little bit here. 18 mil is crazy. Who's going for 18 mil? Oh, the Christian Kirk deal. Sorry, I didn't see that. So Drunk Squidward said that Christian Kirk deal was so overpaid. Come on now. Yeah, no, I agree. It's a little overpaid, but take your money while you can, man. He's doing great. I think he's actually a pretty solid wide receiver. So I think that's not a horrible pick, horrible money either. Then boys going, if Indy doesn't get at least Jimmy G talent at quarterback, I'd say Henry or Eckler. I agree with that. That's where my question is if you're not getting a talented QB behind him, it makes him less valuable because teams are going to stack the box. And you saw what they did near the end of the year where he was having his run and then teams were like, no, you're not. and, held him down a little bit. I mean, held him down was like 9-10 points, but it was still something. Drunk Squidward was going to say I was going to get Eckler, but I have a feeling he's going to regress since he's a shorter back. Yeah, but he's a stocky little guy, and some of the best backs that have ever played the game are 5'10" or 5'10" and 215 pounds or something like that. I think the ideal running back is I think they said it was 210 and anywhere between 6 foot and 5'10". So Julio back to the Falcons. Isn't that bad? Is it that bad, right? Yeah. They might. I mean, if you really like, let's take a minute and think about this. Let's I gotta take a minute. I gotta look this up because I am almost dead positive that they do not have a wide receiver worth anyone that you drafted tonight. So let's see what we have here at wide receiver. They have Frank Darby. Has anyone heard of Frank Darby? All right, hold on. Chad Hansen. And no, not the Chad Hansen on Red Zone. Chad Hansen. And hold on. Austin Trammell. Anyone know who Austin Trammell is? I will give you points if you can get the college he went to. I'll give you points if you know exactly where he went. Oh, and then boys, just to this is kind of funny. Amalid Zacchaeus, just to give you a little bit of a perspective, he's a restricted free agent. He's a restricted free agent. He's technically a free agent right now. So he's just restricted. If they can sign him, then maybe. But that's my whole point right now. Who do they have? Can anyone? I want somebody to tell me where these guys went to college. If someone can tell me where they went to college, I don't know. I'll figure something out. And don't look it up. No looking it up. And I'll know if you looked it up. Where did Austin Trammell go to college? If someone can tell me where he went to college without looking it up and finding it out on the Google, I don't know. I'm not going to do anything because you can just look it up on Google. But no one knows who these guys are. No one. And none of these guys are the talent that was that you currently just drafted. Nobody. So how are they? I don't know. I don't understand what they thought they could do to get Deshaun Watson there. You know what I mean? Like they actually stole Amari Cooper from the Cowboys for nothing. And for you Cowboy fans that are currently I'm talking to, you can't not agree with that. Drunk Squidward says Kyle Pitts is getting fed. If they sign no wide receiver, easily 1,400 yards. Yeah, probably. I have Dem Boys says I have Darby on my taxi squad, but honestly, I don't know where he went to school. Nope, I don't know. Yeah, I Trammell went to Rice, and Darby went to some nothing school. Where did he go? Darby went. Oh no, never mind. He went to Arizona State, so they're okay. But and Darby played like one game last year. I liked Darby for like a half a game. Like he did well for like that little bit of a game. And what is he? He's 6'1", 200 pounds. That's a good sized wide receiver. I don't know, man. I want to know what they're gonna do. Like, there's no wide receivers available right now. Like, who is currently a free agent that is a wide receiver? Let's look at the wide receiver free agents available right now. Let's see. I want to know this answer. So here is the free agent list as of right now. Let's see. Top 19 available. Oh, they already. Yeah, that's okay. I can read all these off and not okay. Marquez Valdez Scanlon. MVS is the best available wide receiver at this moment. Sorry. T.Y. Hilton. Jamison Crowder, Sammy Watkins, Will Fuller, Keenan Cole, AJ Green is technically a free agent. I didn't know that. Emmanuel Sanders. They're going to be picking up the scraps. Oh my God, and Landry too. I completely forgot about Landry. But he's technically still a Cleveland Brown and asked for a trade. So maybe. So then boys goes, they were going to release Cooper. So a fifth is actually a decent pick to get him since they were going to get nothing. Okay, fair enough. But he was really just stolen. Like you literally, they went there. They said, give me Amari Cooper for nothing. And then they took him. Like, I just don't get it. Like I did it in my dynasty league. Like I said, it's a salary cap dynasty league. I had him for $41. Removing him from my cap was what I needed to do to make a little bit more room for a guy like Kareem Hunt to help out because I needed him. So for me, getting rid of him was kind of the best option. And I did it, but I did it for, I ended up getting Nick Chubb out of that deal, and Nick Chubb was worth less. So, for me, I see why they did that, but it's still like I wish I got what the Cowboys. I wish that I got a little bit more of what the Browns got for Cooper than what I got for trading him. Drunk Squidward, Julio Jones going back. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I'm kind of curious how that goes. So, all right, everybody. If anyone else has anything they'd love to talk about, I don't have much to go on. We've been kind of spending the whole time shooting the shit. So if anyone has anything they want to talk about, put it in the chat. But otherwise, I think I'm ready to get out of here. It was great having everybody here. I really can't wait to do this. We're gonna do it again, probably come the NFL draft. So right after the NFL draft, after the NFL, the real guys go out there and draft their team. I think we're gonna try to get something set up so that we can get a little something going. Get started a little early. But like I said, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. And maybe some craziness happens the next few days and the Falcons sign every free agent available. Then boys goes, who does Adams trade hurt more, Renfrow or Waller? Good question. I think it hurts both. We saw at the end of the year when Waller came back, he didn't have that one game that everyone wanted. Like he had that 19 target freaking, I think it was 19 reception game. If memory serves me, he had a monster game in the first game of the year. 19 targets, I think it was. I forgot how many receptions. And then fell off the face of the earth. And I know he got hurt, Thanksgiving, but he really kind of fell after that first game. He peaked. And then Renfrow came in and cleaned up everything. Adams coming in is a whole new, situation. I think it helps both people because it takes pressure off of everybody. I think ultimately the person that it helps the most is Josh Jacobs. So, I mean, Josh Jacobs went in this draft where did he go? He went in the end of the fourth. Honestly, you're getting him in the end of the fourth. That's a steal. That I think he's going to be one of those dark horse guys that comes out of nowhere this year, based on what they're doing. I think he's the one that benefits more than everybody. But if I had to pick one that it hurts more, I'd have to say Renfrow. Um, yeah, I think Renfrow, it hurts a little more. And I like Renfrow. I'm a real big fan. I was a huge advocate for him. Last year I really liked him. Teams started to get smart about it near the end of the year about what they were doing with Renfrow. Um, so Denboy said Waller still only had 3 sub 10-point games for a tight end that's not falling off the face of the planet. No, I agree. He's still a viable. I mean, he's definitely in that top tier. I mean, the problem with the whole thing with Waller, it was just so hard to see him fail last year. He was such an intricate part. He came out of nowhere the year prior, and he did real well. I really enjoyed what I saw. Like, I'm pulling up last year's, stats. I mean, he was not, he was, he had less points than, Tyler Conklin and Jared Cook and even Tyler Higbee. From what I see here, he had one game at 21, one game at 14, one at 12, 15, and he didn't finish the year. So that's where I don't think it will hurt him the most. I think it will hurt Renfrow. And yeah, he's still a good tight end. I mean, honestly, he was, one of the top tight ends for quite a while. Um, you know, he's going to have to do a lot to get himself back to where he was. So, and he's got a lot of competition, man. Not less points per game than those guys, though. Injuries happen. Yeah, no, and that's true. And his injury was such a freak one. Like, he landed weird on that knee. I saw the play. I didn't like it once I saw it. I thought it was worse than what it was. I think it was just an MCL, situation. But either way, I mean, he's a big dude. Big dudes. That's why in basketball you see that there's not many centers that are like Shaq out there anymore. The 7-footers are they get hurt pretty easily, and guys like him who are 6'7", 250, he's a big dude. I mean, yeah, right. He's 6'7". Where is he? Yeah, 6'6", 255. I mean, he's a big, lean dude. It's gonna happen. It's gonna definitely happen. But I really like him. I think that he'll do well next season, and especially with Adams, I think it helps everybody. So for me, honestly, I think it just hurts Renfrow more than it hurts anybody on that team. I think I think Waller's going to get his. The one thing I am a little worried about, only a little though, it's Josh McDaniels. The system that he had in New England with 2 tight ends, Hunter Henry did okay. You didn't. They picked up Hunter Henry and Juju and Jonnu Smith, and Hunter did okay, but at the end of the year, like it just, what was it? Henry was, I think, tight end 8. Oh, let me see. Yeah, he was up there. He was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he was tight end 9 at the end of the year, which isn't horrible. So I can see him being used often, but those first couple of years with no tight ends, and any tight end that you saw going down, they'd always be in the lower bracket and lower tier, like really low tier, like under tight end 50. But I know Waller is a special type of player. So you can't not adjust the offense accordingly. I mean, he did it well with Aaron. Memory serves me, he was there with Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski. So I feel like he can make it work to go with what Waller can do well. And, Derek Carr's Derek Carr is one of those ones that needs to get it out quick. He can't just sit in the pocket. You set up, 3-step drop throw. So I think that this offense is built for him. Yeah, no, and that's where I was going to go with that. Is he did well with Gronk. I think he can do well with Darren Waller. It just he had that period for the last couple of years where you thought that whatever tight end, when Gronk left New England and they had that brief period of nobody, you thought their tight ends would actually be somewhat viable because of what Gronk was able to do. But I think it's because of his talent that Josh McDaniels was able to work around it. So I think this could work for him as well. So Mark Andrews and Kyle Pitts are the best dynasty tight end. No, I can definitely agree with that. They're both younger by far. I think Darren Waller is actually the oldest of this group, other than Travis Kelce. Yeah, Kelsey's 32. Waller is 28. No, 29. And I think Kittle is 28. Yeah. So, yeah, I can agree with that. I know Hawkinson's probably right after that. Hawk is up there in age, but if they can get him running, he's 24. He's right there, young guy. I think Freiermuth is up. It can be put in that conversation as well. Dawson Knox, Dalton Schultz. I mean, Dalton Schultz is 25. I mean, that's a great age for a tight end. Those guys are definitely higher up on the list of tight end group. Mike Gesicki, of course, Dallas Goedert, so I would say Kittle, but, he's a little older. What about you? Yeah, no, you're right. My whole thing with Kittle, I love Kittle. Kittle is probably one of my favorite tight ends to watch when I'm watching football. I mean, honestly, he makes the game exciting. He himself is just a really over the top guy. And then boys, I agree 110%. I was just mentioning Hawk as just a young tight end that could be up in that upper echelon of guys. But George Kittle, I just love watching him play, and he has that just swagger about him that the play that he had against the Seattle Seahawks, or not Seahawks, the New Orleans Saints, where he just barrel-assed his way down the sideline, stiff-arming everybody, and literally got 20 yards from just like fighting off defenders. I mean, he's something else, honestly. Like, I'm a huge fan of George Kittle. I had him before he started getting big and kept him on my team. I got him for like $5. Well, I had him for less, and then I had him for a while, so he grew to $5. But I ended up trading George Kittle for Jonathan Taylor, which worked out in my favor. So, but yeah, I love Schultz. I like Knox. I like Freiermuth. So Andrews is the number one dynasty tight end by quite a ways, in my opinion. I agree. I think I definitely think guys. I think Kyle Pitts can follow him. He needs a better quarterback and receivers before I'll start putting Kyle Pitts anywhere closer to the top of my top 5, even in dynasty. But for me, I mean, Mark Andrews, then probably Kittle, Kelsey, Waller, Goddard. Pitts can go before Goddard, actually. And then, Schultz, Knox, Freiermuth. Like, I like all those guys. Big tight end fan. So. Yeah. Junk Squidward saying Noah Fant is all right, but he's stuck with Drew Lock. Yeah. So remember what happened at the end of the season, though. Drew Lock was the quarterback. I mean, he didn't do horrible. I mean, Albert had 5 points, 5.6 points. I mean, he didn't do like the worst, but the way I've always put it is backup QBs and rookies always tend to be a tight end's best friend, and they always tend to do the best, unless they're elite quarterbacks, of course. But they always tend to do better with that, backup type guy, and that's who Drew Lock. Drew Lock is that guy. So I don't know. I mean, Noah Fant helps that particular offense. They just don't have a QB that can run it well, so they're going to be quite, you got Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, two stud elite, wide receivers. And then you have Noah Fant, who's probably a top 10 tight end when, you have a good quarterback throwing it to him. And you don't. I don't know. I thought they'd go for Jameis Winston, give the Saints something. They were willing to pay all this money for, in picks for Deshaun Watson. Why not? Why not get something back and you're going to get something for it. So, all right, gentlemen, unless you have other things you guys want to talk about, I think, them boys, Baker to Seattle. No, I think he's going to go to Indy. He already asked the team. He requested to go to Indianapolis. So I don't know what happens because Cleveland's Cleveland. They basically told him yes, no, maybe. Yeah. Drunk Squidward thinking that Willis is probably going to be the next QB in Seattle. I mean, let's look at this realistically. Okay. Do you take Willis with the 9th overall pick? Is he worth that much? Is he the number one quarterback? I don't know. I mean, they have the 9th pick and they have the 40th pick. So them boys says Willis is going to be gone before they pick. So them boys, who do you think is drafting him? So from this particular mock that they have up that I'm currently looking at, they're saying that Carolina is going to take him at 6. So we got Refry guy in the house trying to get these likes up, saying need more likes, at least one from every drafter. I agree. I'll throw my like in later, but I agree. So we got Drunk Squidward. Willis followed the Saints, then unfollowed. I don't know what that means. Okay, let's make this really clear. One, I don't give two craps about Twitter liking and unfollowing and who cares? If teams really give a crap about that, they have a problem. Dem Boy says that's what I'm thinking too, Carolina. He thinks that he's going to go to the Panthers at 6. It is what it is. Like this was updated 4 days ago from their mock. This is from Tankathon, who they think Evan Neal is going to be the 101 to Jacksonville. They think Aiden Hutchinson's going to go to the Lions. Kunwu or whatever, the guy from NC State, he's going to go to the Texans. Then they got Xavier Thigaboudech, that edge rusher, going to the Jets. They got Charles Cross from Mississippi State, which I'm kind of hoping goes to the Giants. Then Malik Willis going to the Carolina Panthers. And then Kyle Hamilton going to the Giants. Kind of hoping that too. And, And it looks like they have Seattle taking a corner at number 9. So, oh, don't say that. Well, actually, no. I'd be okay with that. Honestly, is Jimmy G better than Sam Darnold? Question. See, then boys, here's my thing. Why would they take Willis when they have Davis Mills? Davis Mills played the whole year, did well, showed that he can do it. Yeah. That's just my thing. Why go for another quarterback when you have a quarterback on the roster? Why not improve the line to make it better? Drunk Squidward saying Jimmy G to the Panthers. Like I said, I hope that's the case. Like, who is okay? So, that's what he's saying. Okay. So they both think that Jimmy G is better than Carson or than Sam Darnold. So, I'd rather I'd rather him go there so that he can make Terrence Marshall good. So Willis can do a lot that Miles can't. Okay. Yeah, he's got that deep ball, but I think Miles has a better I think Miles is more of a I think he's more of a game manager and he has a little bit better accuracy than Willis does. I like Willis. He has a good zip on the ball. He can throw the ball far and he can run and run in the pocket. I just like what Mills can do as like a leader and all that stuff. But Willis, I mean, giving away giving away his stuff to a homeless guy. I mean, you can't go wrong with him. He seems to give his clothes off his back. So, but yes, I think Davis Mills, showed flashes that he could be something. I actually have him in Dynasty on my taxi squad right now. Just waiting. I do like what I saw. A lot of guys talked him up. I remember talking with Shane about him very briefly. And Shane does these ridiculously crazy drafts that, they're even high school drafts. He's drafting high school players. And, he said that Davis Mills is worth a grab. So he's been watching him since high school. So why not? So I like Davis Mills. I think he'll do fine. So then boys goes, Mills is good, but Willis has that Watson upside that Mills never will. Yeah, but the upside is just is the rushing ability. And rushing ability is it's like saying that he could be Kyle Murray or Josh Allen or I understand the league's changing to more of a mobile quarterback, which I've never understood. And never been that type of guy. Yeah, but his arm talent is downfield. And I watched the combine. I watched him throw. He's nothing special. He had zip on the ball. Good for him. Yeah, the hardest thing for him was learning the control and being finesse with that arm talent. And I think he has years to grow. This is one of the worst QB classes I've seen. Like, honestly, I don't see anyone that's I don't see a Trevor Lawrence or like a Joe Burrow or, anyone like that. I think Baker is better than most of the talent that's on, that's being drafted. Like, I understand he's a, first round draft pick, blah, 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 and been in the year vet, all that. But there's no one talented in this draft that can take over for a vet, in my opinion. I don't see it. I watch the combine. I watch these guys throw. I watch these guys throw different routes and how their, everything was. There was maybe one guy in that whole group that I thought had some talent, and it wasn't. I'm trying to remember his name off the top of my head. Let me grab the big board. I mean, I like Desmond Ritter. I thought he was okay. He had good zip. He had, he has good size. I mean, Sam Howell didn't wow me. Matt Carroll didn't no one wowed me at this combine. No one. But we'll see. I just don't like this quarterback class. I don't think this quarterback class is worth spending money on or spending draft picks on or spending anything on, to be completely honest. And I don't think anyone that gets drafted is worth playing yet. I think all these guys are, definitely, beyond Willis, who isn't even, he's right now ranked the number one guy. He's coming from Liberty. They're not really a high-end school compared to others, but Kenny Pickens is a good QB, just has hands that are small. But Joe Burrow had small hands, and look at him. Yeah, he actually had smaller hands than Joe Burrow, and he's using the glove because of the fact that he doesn't have because he has small hands. So he didn't look good at all in the combine. He looked very sloppy. He just didn't wow me. Willis is the perfect rebuild upside type guy, which is why I see Houston. I don't disagree. Like I said, I think he has talent. It's just I don't see him being somebody that you can throw in there day one and have him make your team better. Like Joe Burrow came in, made his team better in 2 years. I don't see that for Willis. I don't see him making that team better. It just doesn't make any sense. I'm not a big Pickens fan either, them boys. Honestly, he doesn't show me anything that makes me want to draft him or, as a NFL team. Like he's boring, like they have him at 18. So where's that? They have him for the Saints picking him. Like he's somebody that you develop. He's not anybody that you can throw in day one to the Wolves. He's gonna die. He's definitely somebody that you cannot trust. Houston isn't looking for a right now guy. At least they shouldn't be. No, I agree. I think Davis Mills can hold the reins for another few years. He's a rookie, does well. I think he's smart. I think he made good decisions. He was very accurate with his throwing. He has a lot of work to do, but he needs the weapons behind him to do it. I mean, he's working with Chris Conley, Brandon Cooks, and I can't even tell who's the guy that they drafted. Goddamn, I forgot the guy's name off the top of my head. It's that. Oh, Nick Collins. There we go. Drunk Squidward says Pickens isn't bad. He could be a good game manager. Well, that's what I think too. He seems to be a smart kid, but he can't go in day one. He will get eaten alive. Eaten alive. I'm telling you now. Unless there's a drastic injury to one of the quarterbacks ahead of him, he's not worth picking up, in my opinion. I think teams that have guys that are older, I think the Rams, who else? The Bucks. I know they have that guy Fickens or whatever. I forgot his name. But I think these teams that have QBs that are a little bit long in the tooth, I think they might be grabbing those types of guys just to kind of develop them. But Kenny Pickens is not a Josh Allen. He's more like a Kirk Cousins or Tua, RPO and hand off the ball. No, I can see that, but like I said, he's just not worth it in my opinion. If you're drafting in the first round, do you want a guy that you hand the ball off to? I'm just not looking at. I don't think QBs should be. I don't think the QBs in this draft should be going in the first round. I said it. I don't think any one of them is going to live up to anything. I just don't see it. I thought Justin Herbert, when he was coming out in the draft from, with Joe Burrow, I thought he was going to be a better quarterback than Joe Burrow. We're still trying to figure this out, but he's up there. You know, this to me, that draft was in the realm of the 2004 draft with Ben, Rivers, and Eli. I think that Burrow, Herbert, who else was in that draft? That's where, you know, the Justin Fields, Trey Lance, like those guys. I think that class is going to turn into the 2004 group. So Titans could take him. Yeah. No, honestly, that's not, you know, I would be okay with that. QBs will all go in the first, though. It's a QB starve league. Yeah, I know that, but it's one. I know that they're all going to go first round, but I don't think that anyone has the talent to be that type of pick. Like no one in this league is Joe Burrow or you know Justin Herbert. No one in this league is Kyle Murray or you know the Josh Allen. Like no one is one of those guys in this draft. No one. Why do you think everyone's waiting in their dynasty league to draft guys in 2023? Like I'm saving up my picks for 2023. I don't give a crap about this year. Like I don't even see wide receivers that are worth it. Running backs. This is a defensive O-line draft. This is where you grab the top O-line and D-line guys. This is where you draft your linebacker. This is probably one of the most deep linebacker drafts I've ever seen. Like, this is where you grab those guys. Like, that's why I don't like this year's dynasty sucks. Next year will be better. So, all right, gentlemen, it is time. It has been 2 hours and 11 minutes, almost 12. I really do appreciate everyone's time. Them boys, always a pleasure. Drunk Squidward, always love having you here, brother. I can't wait to get you in a draft. We'll try to get you in there next time. Them boys is saying before we head off is there will be one guy who has a great career. Who will that be is the question, though. I agree. I think Willis has the highest potential out of all of them. So that's why I have three third rounds. I can't wait for 2023. Yeah, me too. Them boys goes good night, classic. So with that being said, good night, farewell. Thank you for watching. Enjoy this, you know, tonight, tomorrow. Hopefully we can get a lot of views on this one. And please make sure you guys are liking and subscribing below. Thank you again to all those that joined us tonight that haven't. You know, Jay Grizz, thank you so much for being involved. Russ Ill, thank you. I really appreciate it. Zeke, glad to have you here. So glad to have you guys be part of this. We'll have plenty more coming up. So make sure you guys like and subscribe below. Make sure you guys check out the Sleeper channel as well. If you're not, make sure you guys invite yourselves to that private channel. We have a wonderful group of guys. Dem Boys, Junk Squidward, these guys are in there as well. We're always talking football in there. You can ask advice. Me, myself, Anthony, Frank, Dustin. Someone will. Well, maybe not Frank, but one of us will answer your questions. If you guys have any, we're always available. That's what we're trying to be, is a little bit more available to our, you know, our listeners and be around. Hopefully when we get everything going, I'll start running more mocks. We'll start, you know, I'll be here every Friday night with Anthony or by myself, who knows? And we'll wait and see how that goes and we can get everybody going. So good night and we'll see you soon. Bye guys.